Welcome to this week's episode of the Growth Journey Show, the weekly show for business leaders looking to scale their business. Check out LexisClick.com/scalability score to figure out how likely your business is to scale. What are we going to be talking about this week, Steve?
We're talking about the importance of systemization for scaling, and more specifically, one of the key reasons why your systemization efforts could fail.
So we're going to be using a couple of analogies about a couple of things we're trying to learn how to do in our personal life, and that will give you a bit of an analogy as to why your systems might not be working in your business.
Yeah, so we thought everyone goes through learning something new, and a lot of us will have new hobbies, we'll be trying to learn something new. So what are you trying to learn at the moment, Chris?
So I am trying to learn how to unicycle to work.
And I'm trying to learn how to surf. And where did you start with? What's your vision for where you want to get to?
So my vision is to unicycle the short distance to work, and I am so far doing terribly as I can only unicycle for about a metre.
Yeah, and I want to be able to surf a wave elegantly, do some nice turns on it, etc. And my reality is I can barely stand up on it.
So we've both been encountering some frustrations which has stopped us achieving our end goal. And I think it's really important to realise that the frustration that you feel when you're doing something new shouldn't be something which you let stop you achieving your end goal.
Yeah, if you let that frustration stop you, you're going to give up. You're going to give up too early. And critical for your systemization efforts, if you give up on those, you're giving up your opportunities to scale your business. And there's a good way to manage this, isn't there, Chris? So what's the thing that we usually do that increases our frustration and prolongs the frustration that we inevitably experience?
I've been measuring myself on whether I can unicycle to work, and I can't. And that's demoralising, and it's giving me frustration because I ultimately can't achieve my goal.
Yeah, so what we do is we create this vision of where we want to get to. So for Chris, unicycling to work. For me, being able to surf this wave elegantly. And for our systemization efforts, this all singing, all dancing, perfectly working system that manages itself and everyone knows how it runs. So we've got this vision of where we want to get to, and we're right back here. We've got a journey that we've got to go on to get this system in place. And what we do is we measure our progress against that. And what does that do, Chris?
It's pretty demoralising and frustrating, because ultimately you are saying, I'm not there yet. And you get fed up and you get frustrated. And I think what I need to do in terms of learning how to unicycle is start to set myself slightly smaller goals, and I can do about a metre so far. So next goal is try and get myself to the end of the drive, and then when I get myself to the end of the drive, try and get myself to the end of the road. And each time I've achieved one of those little kind of milestones, I can look back and I can say, look how far I've come, not just get demoralised and frustrated because I am so far away from my end goal.
And this is the thing, so you know now that when you put a new system in place, you're going to go through this period of frustration. It's inevitable. You're learning something new, you're putting something new in place. So rather than measuring yourself against your vision, it's really important to have that vision. That's what's going to give you the direction of what you need to do to get there. But rather than measuring yourself against that vision, which is going to extend this frustration period, measure yourself against where you've come from. Because suddenly what you're doing is you're removing that frustration, that inevitable frustration. You're totally removing it, you're giving yourself a pat on the back, and you're keeping yourself motivated, which is absolutely essential to ultimately achieving this end goal. So what did Thomas Edison say? He did a nice famous quote, didn't he?
His quote was, I found 10,000 ways that a light bulb doesn't work. And then his 10,001 idea was one that worked. And I guess if he'd have given up before he got to the 10,001st idea, then the world wouldn't have light bulbs. So he obviously got through the kind of frustration of figuring out why things don't work, and ultimately got to his end goal, and he battled through the frustration.
Yep, so manage that frustration. It's going to happen. Measure how far you've come rather than where you're getting to.
So I hope you found this episode of the Growth Journey Show useful. This is the Growth Journey Show, the weekly show for business leaders looking to scale their business. Don't forget to check out our scalability score at LexisClick.com/scalability score. And until next week.